Hello guys, and welcome to episode 2 of my Vistula campaign in Steel Division 2, playing on the Axis side. Previously we made a couple of decisive defensive victories against the Soviets, and this time around we're going to be organising our troops to repel the next wave of attacks, potentially make some counterattacks, but I've really got to look at things and work out where we want our troops to be and which ones we want to be dug in and so on. So let's get into this. We have a bunch of troops back here. Not sure quite where I want to commit these just yet, but I'm going to take a look at what they can comprise of. We have the 2nd Battalion of the 12th Panzergren Regiment, which has a lot of Panzer IVs. We've got the Panzergren Regiment there as well. That's the 33rd Panzergren Regiment. These come with very elite troops, that's for sure. This is the 2nd Battalion, which comes with a bit more of a mechanized force. Going to be the 1st Battalion of the 103rd Armoured Artillery, which provides us with some Vespers and the LEFH 105s. We've got the 4th Recon Panzer Battalion, which gives us Panzer II Lux and the 250-10s, as Group Christian, which has Jagdpanzers, and then we have Battle Group von Galsecker, which has Marder 3s and some Tigers. Ooh, some Tigers, nice. Yeah, so not sure where I'm going to commit those just yet. I think what we'll do is we'll start by going left to right. So down here, we only really need to keep this unit on the road. These two don't necessarily need to be where they are. I think I might move this one forwards. Run that forwards. Oh, they've actually added an animation to moving your troops around. That's really cool. I'm going to move this one back. And we're going to move this one back as well. This one's going to be in reserve. So I'm going to dig in the 2nd Battalion of the Infantry Regiment 170 when I can. It might be worth bombarding the 109th Tank Brigade, because it removes the action points for 2 turns now, I believe. So it would remove it for this turn and the next turn, which would stop the 109th Tank Brigade from engaging us, which would be really, really good, because otherwise they're going to hit us in Phase A before we can get our anti-tank into position. So I'm actually going to make that bombardment, even though they already have no action points. And that's going to give them the bombarded trait, as you can see. And I might even bombard these ones as well, just to slow them down. That should help out a lot. Okay, the 73rd Fusilier Battalion can certainly just squeeze in behind and provide reinforcements in Phase A. I'll move one to the right, we'll move one to the left. And this way we just kind of evenly spread out our infantry so that we can always call on another infantry battalion in Phase A. Now the thing that's going to be an issue is when these recover and we have to deal with tanks, because I only have 1 tank destroyer battalion here at the moment, although we do have the 5th SS tank destroyer battalion coming down. And if we move the 73rd Infantry Division HQ out of the way, then we should be okay. Actually, saying that, we do have some Jagdpanzers here. That's nice. Okay, so we can definitely use those to our advantage. I can't dig in with this HQ section, so what I might do is we'll move these back one, and I'm going to sneak that in there. Then, with that being the case, I think I'm going to bring down the 173rd Tank Destroyer Battalion to sit behind the 3rd Battalion, the Infantry Regiment 170, because then we can reinforce both sides with AT should we need to. Definitely get the artillery up. I feel like the bombard action is going to be really, really strong as we continue. And we're going to move these to Minsk Mazowiecki, and we'll also move the 3rd Battalion of the Infantry Regiment 70 in this direction, because we're definitely going to have to defend that against them pushing up the highway. I'll also move the 46th Panzer Corps HQ in that direction, and we'll have the 5th SS Tank Destroyer Battalion moved down. I'll move the AA to help defend. These 88s will slice through T-34s, so I'm going to move that as far forwards as I can, and we'll set it up as AA until we need to do something else. Yeah, they do have the recon here, so they could have captured Minsk Mazowiecki next turn if I hadn't have moved anything in that direction. We also have the vanguard of the Hermann Göring. I don't think I'm going to need them further down, so we're going to bring them towards Minsk Mazowiecki as well. I don't think this bottom side's really going to need too many reinforcements unless IS-2s show up, because the T-34s aren't going to be terribly hard to deal with. In numbers, they can be difficult, but with a little bit of help from the aircraft, we should be fine. So I think all of this force should probably start heading down towards Dobre. I think we'll head in that direction so that at least we can stop ourselves getting encircled here. I'll send a couple of troops down there. I might send the Tigers from Battle Group von Galdsecker down towards this area where all the Panthers are. I'm not sure the quickest way to go about that. It looks like it might be to come over this direction and head down this road. Okay. Group Christian can come down. We'll have the 2nd Battalion of the 12th Panzergren move in that direction as well. Yeah, all of these can head down that direction. Although the Recon Panzer Battalion actually going to move that to scout ahead for Battle Group von Galdsecker. Yeah, and these two can move up as far as they can. Great. That's that sorted. And on the left side, we're prepared to receive them. We might get attacked by the 107th Motorized Rifle Battalion, but both of these won't be able to reinforce. The only one we'd have to be worried about is the 107th Tank Brigade, which will most likely arrive in Phase B or C, should they make an attack there. Okay, next up, let's see what's going on here. This Recon Panzer Battalion should not be at the front. That is a start. I'm also kind of tempted to go for an attack. If I could blitz this 189th Tank Regiment, that could be really, really good. Yeah, if I just kind of push straight into those, that would be really, really good for us. I could use the 3rd SS Recon Panzer Battalion, Group Totenkopf, and the 1st Battalion of the 3rd SS Armoured Artillery Regiment. Those three in combination would be really, really useful. Because what I'm probably going to do is we'll bombard this unit since it's in range to attack next turn. That will stop them from engaging us. And then I'm happy to move up and then maybe bring in some infantry to reinforce Jedilce. Going to move down the 3rd SS AA Battalion here anyway. And that will be able to reinforce battles whilst also deploying AA. Yeah, I'm going to bring that all the way down. Be really good once we get an AA net up there. I'm also going to try and get an AA net up as soon as possible near Minsk Mazowiecki. I think next turn I'll probably use the 80th AA regiment there to set up the AA straight away. Okay, let's have a look. So the 3rd Battalion of the 5th SS Panzergren Regiment is dug in. So is the 3rd SS Armoured Engineer Battalion, sorry. So those are good. And they've backed up by the 1st Battalion of the SS Panzer Regiment 3. So we're in a nice spot there. I'm not sure why all of these are dug in further back. This definitely needs sorting out 100%. We've got lots of lovely reinforcements that can come down and help us out. So yeah, we'll make this attack. Probably going to go straight into the 189th Tank Regiment. Maybe end up cutting off the 61st Cavalry Regiment in the process, because they don't have any action points to reinforce that battle. They'll end up being pushed in. Saying that, would it be better to hit the 61st? No, taking out the tanks, way more of a priority. So we're going to do this. Do I get much AA? That is one thing I'm questioning right now, because it could be a good idea actually bring in some aircraft to back this up. But they did use their aircraft on their turn. I guess we'll see. Yep, they're going to bring in ground forces. I wasn't quite sure what it was. It looks like it's going to be a recon unit and some more infantry. It's going to be quite the battle. But yeah, let it begin. Group Totenkopf versus the 189th Tank Regiment, 21st Recon Squadron, and the 11th Guards Cavalry Regiment, which is arriving in Phase C. Okay. We will manual deploy. Group Totenkopf is go. We will definitely bring in the Aufklärer Panther D. I'm going to probably... I was going to say bring in some Gepards, but I don't think I need to. I just realized this is mostly Jagdpanzers. I thought this had more than that. I mean, it's fine. We should still be fine, but I thought it was mostly Panthers. Oh well. I'm going to have a Panther, the Command Panther, on the right-hand side, I think. With a couple of Jagdpanzers. These are 2-star Jagdpanzers, so they're going to be really, really good. Especially against Shermans and Valentines. We're going to be popping them really, really easily. Yeah, get a couple of Jagdpanzers up here as well. Might be a good idea to have a leader one with this. Although we're going to be well out of range. I guess we don't actually need the commander though to make these 3 stars, so yeah, we'll just do that. And I'll have a couple maybe on the left hand side, or maybe just one on the left hand side should be enough because we'll cover from the top as well. So this one can go towards the middle. Okay. I kind of want to bring in some recon for these. We could use 222s. But I might just use the Aufklärer. Yeah, we'll use the Aufklärer. We're going to put this one in the highest building we can see. Never mind, there isn't a high building, so we will put it in the front. This one can go on the edge of there. This one can go up here. Great. Right now, just thinking about what we could use to deal with infantry, because there's going to be a lot of infantry. We do have the Gepards, we could use those. We can, of course, use our recon vehicles. I could use the IGs. But I got to be careful about artillery. The MG42s could be a good shout. These can definitely do a lot of damage. Especially at 2-star veterancy. So let's bring in a couple of these. And I'll move them if I have to. We do get half tracks with them, which is really nice because it's going to allow us to pick up the MGs if they get pinned down, assuming that my half track doesn't get pinned down as well. Do have some Panzergrens. We could bring those in as well. I am probably going to have to use these to push forwards at some point. So I'll have them move up to the front line at least. And I might even go as far to have a Panzerschreck on the left. But I think I'm going to just launch. And we'll see what happens before I decide to bring in any more units. Because I really want to bring in lots of recon units like the SBW-231s, but there's no point in doing that at the start if I don't know where their Germans are. Because otherwise what's going to happen is I'll just speed forwards with loads of recon vehicles, and then the Shermans will kill them. At max range, probably, because they have no armor. But yes, we should see them in advance because we have recon, but it doesn't always work out like that. Like on the left side, I'm going to move the Aufklärer Panther D quite far to the left. I wanted the Jagdpanzers join it, just so that we can cover this Jagdpanzer. It doesn't look like they're covering the left very well. We'll maybe try and push up a little bit more. I don't want to go too far forwards, just in case. Oh, these come in recon half tracks. Oh wow, I didn't realize there were recon half tracks. That's cool. And this one's going to have to get out of the way. We'll move the Panzergrens into position. Yeah, we've got a hell of a train coming down there. Okay. Let's bring in some more stuff to deal with that then. What could I use? I'm actually a little bit concerned about what I can use to deal with that. I'm just hoping at the moment that my units will be enough. We killed one. I mean, if they start engaging at different times, then we're actually good. It's just when they all start firing at once that we're in trouble. I've got a gun jam there, that's good. Okay. Best thing for me to do actually would probably be allow them to take different targets. That'd be smart. Okay, let's keep moving up on this left-hand side. I'll move the Panzergrens all the way up. I may as well reload that if I can. Oh, hello, Carrier Redsvidka. Oh, look at these beautiful Jagdpanzers firing away. That's another one down. And another one down. Beautiful. Kill those Carrier Redsvidkas, please. Oh, there's another one. Another bunch of them on the left there. Okay. And hopefully we can pop most of them. Looks like my Jagdpanzers are doing a good job at the moment. Gonna move my Panther A to the left. Hope we don't get shot in the side armor by an AT gun. And I'll start pushing up a little bit. It looks like we took out most of them, so that's a good start. Okay, we are slowly but surely dealing with these ones, but I want to get too close to these. Tell you what we could do. Start driving these across. Let me start pushing up with the Panzergrens here. Okay. I mean, this one should be fine. It's just when it gets forced to fall back. I wonder if we have any AT, like AT guns. Not sure we do. Panzerschrecks might do the job. I'll bring in a few Panzerschrecks. Yeah, that's going to start falling back. I just don't want it to take a side shot. Like, that's the worst thing that could happen right now. Took a side shot, didn't it? Yep. Just jinxed that. Big time. Classic Vulcan. Right, we'll have that Panzergren fall back, and I'll move the Panther forwards, because they're coming in with another bunch of tanks. Holy shit. Right, so the key here is just kind of let them go forwards and then kind of catch them in an ambush from both sides. I can move my Jagdpanzer over. I can actually use the Panzergren to maybe get some Panzerfaust hits. That might be a good idea. I'm going to have to start pulling these back though, because I don't want them to be engaged by the Shermans. This is why I brought in Panzer Treks, because I assumed that they would be useful. Okay, we might catch them here because they're on the edge of the hill, so the Panther A or Panther D might be able to get some shots in. If not, the Jagdpanzers might, which would be really good. A little bit worried about this Panzerschreck squad. We must be just out of range. Pretty savage. We're still killing tanks over there. Oh no, my Jagdpanzer. Okay, they're just transmission damage. I thought that was showing side armor. Okay, good. We killed the Valentine. That's like the most important one to kill, because now my Jagdpanzers are pretty free to move forwards. And my Panzerschreck got the kill there as well. Okay, good. Right, let's move these across. That was a really nice flanking movement there, actually, onto those. Worked out perfectly. Okay, let's move these Jagdpanzers up. Shame we lost one of our Jagdpanzers, but I guess it could have been worse. Yeah, that one getting overwhelmed down here and then side shot from a distance from a Sherman's actually pretty unlucky. But it's because I jinxed it. 100% because I jinxed it. Let's bring in the Panzergren, and we're gonna try and push for the win. This Panzergren needs to get into cover and hide for the rest of the game. Oh, one thing we can do with these now is move back to the right-hand side, so we can engage these tanks at a distance whilst these are engaging at the same time. And now we're going to be able to move forwards these Panzergrens. Get a Panzergren that can push up there as well. We can probably just use these half-tracks actually to push up. Doesn't matter if we lose the half-tracks, doesn't count as losing a unit. Obviously, it's ideal if we don't lose anything, but I don't mind sacrificing a half-track to gain some ground. Okay, I'm going to head over with this Panzergren there. Keep these moving forwards. I need to move the Aufklärer forwards, really. Get that MG moving up as well. Okay. We found ourselves some Shermans. That's fine. Still more of them coming in, blimey. So many Shermans. Like, this is just a ridge full of burning Shermans right now. Look at them all. The half-track I sent into there died. I'm going to have to unload early. Okay, well, we took that point. That's good. Definitely want to push for the major victory if I can. I'm going to unload these guys and we'll have them start pushing up. And these two half-tracks are going to push down into the ridge. Oh, nice. Long-range engagement with Valentines. Should be fine. Could be. Don't want to get too much closer, just in case more come. Okay. Thankfully, that's not a Valentine 9. Otherwise, I'd be very worried. 100% hit chance there with the extra veterancy and the range reduction. Nice. Let's keep moving up those Panzergrens. Okay, we're 19 to 5 now. This is going really well. Pretty smooth. Shame we lost the Jagdpanther, or Jagdpanzer, sorry, like I said before. But you can't save everyone in war. Now, these are actually getting pretty low on ammunition. Kind of crazy. I need my Panzergrens to get ahead so that I can safely move up my Panther and my Jagdpanzers. I would bring in more points, but or more stuff, but I just don't need to. There's no need to waste any of my points on anything right now. Also, the more I have on the field, the more I can potentially lose when I'm not paying attention, so. I will just keep pushing here. I'll try and go for the total victory, which will require me capturing this point. Shouldn't be too hard, we've got 2 minutes left. Absolutely decimated these tanks. I definitely expected to have more Panthers, but it's worked out nonetheless. And, well, we're not finished yet. Still more stuff to kill. This is crazy. Still throwing more and more Shermans at us. Trying to get my other Jagdpanzer here into range so they can all fire at the same time. Oh no, Jagdpanzerführer went down. Why? Oh, that's pretty savage. That must have been like a really low penetration frontal shot. Unless it was technically a side shot from the Valentine, maybe. Yeah, losing the Führer is really bad. I'm just going to fix up these transmission damage because it's a real pain when you have transmission damage. We'll get that Panther to move up and engage those Shermans. I'm going to move this Jagdpanzer across. 10 seconds remaining. And that's it. Victory. Still loads of them coming in. It might be better to like let the game go on longer on purpose so that I could have killed more of their stuff, but that's 104 kills to 8 losses. Look at those kills on the Panthers. Very, very nice. And the Jagdpanthers, or Panzers, sorry, doing very well. Lost a couple half tracks, a couple Jagdpanzers. These Jagdpanzer deaths really suck, but I'll take it. We've more or less annihilated that unit. I'm a little worried that they could get attacked next turn, but hopefully my recon can move out. Okay, never mind. They are completely trapped. Why did they get stuck like that? Is it because I initiated with the 3rd SS? Oh dear, that's not good. Right, this is the 3rd SS Panzer Division HQ. I'm going to move them next to the 189th Tank Regiment. We can use them to destroy them next turn. These guys probably just need to come in here and protect against the 35th Cavalry Regiment. And these lot can just start moving down. So that's the 1st Battalion of the 6th SS Panzergrenadiers. We got the 2nd Battalion here as well that can move down. And we just got to kind of cut off all these forces from moving up and around us. Also got the Gruppe Eich and Battlegroup Kuhn, which does have the Tigers actually. That's cool. Let's move this out of the way, and then we can move Battlegroup Kuhn all the way down. We'll have the 4th Battalion of the 3rd SS move all the way down as well. The 4th SS Panzer Corps HQ. Well, that may as well just stay where it is, because there is nothing in that. Why is that even a thing? Okay. So from left to right, we're okay. This could be in trouble, 100%. But it really does depend what attacks them. Because the only things that really can attack them is the infantry. And against infantry, this would actually be very strong. So it's not the end of the world. Also, I was going to say we can bring in these in reinforcements, but honestly, that's going to be rough. I mean, it's going to be rough actually if this gets attacked on its own, because we really don't have that much in terms of like substance. And this is the main bunch of Panthers here, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, so all of those moved anyway. Let's head further to the right. So this is a bit of a shit show on the front line, that's for sure. I think what we're going to do, we're going to dig in these guys, and then I'm going to actually move these guys back. Just a little bit. Keep them spaced. And these two can dig in next turn. This one can dig in. This one can move over. Dig in next turn. This one doesn't need to be dug in. These two can come down and reinforce the front. Okay. This is a recon unit, so that shouldn't be dug in. A little bit concerned about Lucy's here. I feel as though this is going to get hit very hard. With defenses and Stugs at our backs, it should be okay as long as no heavy armor turns up. But there is some Su-152s on the way. It's not the end of the world. Stugs should be able to hold there for the time being. The 3rd Hussars, Asarok, they're pretty strong. We'll put them in. We'll dig these in where they are just to hold the road. For the regiment group 1075 and the regiment group 1073. These are all good. This one doesn't need to be dug in, but I'll keep it dug in for the time being. I'm going to bombard this unit, and we're going to bombard this unit. And this unit can come forwards. And I think I'm just going to move this one over to the far right here to dig in next turn. We are spreading out a little bit, but it's okay. What do we have here? We got light Jaegers. You know what? I'm going to move this back slightly. We're going to move that into that gap. They can back each other up there. These aren't in range to do anything in terms of bombarding. We'll just move them up a little bit. This one might be. Doesn't really matter. We're just going to move it forwards anyway. And this one, probably going to bombard the 1459th self-propelled artillery if I can, but it doesn't look like I can. We'll hit the 3rd Battalion of the 12th Motorized Rifle Brigade then, so they can't force an attack on this side next turn. And that way, I should be able to commit the Panthers to the left side. Right, the 3rd Cavalry Brigade HQ can move down to these. I feel like I should move this over one. But we'll just leave it there for now. I think they might be able to move through this gap. Actually, no, never mind. Because we kind of create a influence area one block around. So that's fine. Okay, let's continue down here with these units on the top right. Yeah, we'll grab the AA. That's got to come all the way down. I'm going to keep them on the road though. It makes it tempting to move the 541st out of the way so I can move the AA a little bit closer. Like, it might be better to keep them there, honestly, to just reinforce this right-hand side. Especially against things like the Su-122s. Although the Su-122s could technically kill like an 88 in 2 shots, probably. These don't need to be dug in on this side, so we'll move them over. I think what I'm going to do is we'll have that one move into position to defend with the regiment group 1074. We'll have this one that can back up the 3rd Hussars. And then we'll get our artillery across. And my tanks across. And the 5th SS Panzer Division HQ. Kind of tempted to bring it around this way, drive down from there, reinforce this area. Okay, we got Battle Group Sammernicht. They can come down. I might move Sammernicht to the left. We'll come down and reinforce this area with tanks. That's probably a good idea. And we'll move the 5th SS Recon Panzer Battalion in that direction as well. And the 5th SS Armoured Artillery. Or Engineer Battalion, sorry. With the 5th SS Armoured Artillery there. Okay. Cool. I think that is about it. This Cossack Battalion can technically dig in, but not sure there's any point. Anything else we want to do? I mean, in theory, I could actually just bombard, right? Oh, we don't have the bombard action. This recon group, we're probably not going to use them. So I'm going to recon what aircraft they have, and we're going to have a look. Do they only have one unit of recon? Or not recon, aircraft. Yeah, they've only got the one, and we did a lot of damage to it. So that's good to know. Probably should have done that before the previous battles, so I knew for sure that I didn't have to deal with enemy aircraft. Right, the last thing to do for our turn is to look at reinforcements, because we haven't done that yet. So let's have a look and go through all the reinforcements that we can get for this campaign. So we've got the Fallschirmpanzer Hermanngarding. This is our main reinforcements. We've got the AB Recon Panzer Battalion, which provides us with some AT guns. They're only Pack 38s though, and a bunch of mechanized units, including Panzerschrecks. We've got the SBW 231s in there, some mortars. Yeah, it's actually quite a nice sort of well-rounded unit for reinforcing the front line. After that, on the 27th or 29th of the 7th, we get the first AB Panzergren Regiment, which has Panthers and Tigers to support. Wow, that's cool. That's first Abteilung, is that what the AB stands for? Not entirely sure. Anyway, we've got lots and lots of Panzergrens in there. That's very nice. Not as veteran as the other ones, still pretty good. Then we got the 1st Battalion of the AA Regiment Hermanngarding, which is the 88s. And also the 10-4s in there, SDKs, Z71s. I mean, the 88s are the main thing that we need to pay attention to, because I think mostly AA is going to be pretty redundant in this campaign due to the fact that they have such a limited amount of it. That's just 2 sets of 88s, which would be pretty handy on the defense. We've got the AB Panzer Regiment of the Hermanngarding. This is the HQ. HQ section's pretty weak, but the main line, that's pretty weak as well. It's mostly Panzer IVs, actually. Okay. Then we get the artillery, which is pretty standard stuff, I suppose. Yeah, 105s. I'm not a massive fan of 105s at all. Do we get no 150s? Like 150s would be so much better. And then there's just some grenadiers. These are like completely unveteran grenadiers. Cool. What about our aircraft? We got the 51st Fighter Wing. Going to be Me-109s, and after that the Bomber Wing, which is going to be mostly Ju-87s by the looks of things. Yep. Okie dokie. Well, with all of that looked at, we may as well just bring in this unit. Looks like the only place that we can spawn them is over on the left-hand side here. So I'll spawn them on the road, because then they can come further down. And they can help reinforce for sure. Cool. And no actions I want to do with my aircraft. I can do air superiority to cancel out their aircraft, but I'm not sure that's really worth it. I could use the fighters to help strafe. I can use their rockets to kill artillery like we did previously. But I think what I'm going to do, guys, I'm actually going to leave it here. I'm going to call it here. I'm sorry there was only one battle this episode, but since in the next episode we'll be moving on to the next turn, it just makes sense to do it now. So yeah, we're going to leave it for today. I think we did pretty well in that battle. We certainly chewed up the 189th Tank Regiment for sure. Next time around, we will defend where they attack. It will most likely be somewhere on this right-hand side, because we bombarded quite a lot of units across the front, and that's gonna make it so those units can't initiate, therefore there will be less attacks in general, which is why I've chosen those specific units. But that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.